Here's another tool that gets used a lot. It's a little, 5-inch carving draw knife. Works great. You can hold it this way, whichever works for the grain. This is that same piece of wood on this side. It's pretty smooth for a while there. I guess it's hard to see in this light. See a bit of a gleam there. You can see the inside of it. It's got some rough where it tore out. It's very full of branches, this piece, and it's not here, not there. And so imagine there's a bit more of the tree right here, had a knot in it, split that off, this rough piece came out. That's why it's good sometimes you make long, thin bows out of this stuff, and that will get you past all these little, rough divots that come out just in the splitting of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. That was one, and more on the other side. To show what we got to work with here, and I want to show another way. See this, as we look at the back, right here between my two fingers is 1.5 inches, and this is out towards the tip. Ultimately, if that spot was 3/4 wide, I'd almost be surprised. So this knot, which is posing problems right here, has a little twig on the back that won't matter. This one, there's no point in pussyfooting around and wasting time. Spokeshave is awesome, and it makes a nice, smooth, reliable surface. The draw knife is nice and sharp and will cut through this, but it's more jarring, the cut. It doesn't glide as well and it digs better. So you can imagine that the draw knife blade is not different than the one in the spokeshave, except that there's a jig around the one in the spokeshave to keep it running in a straight, relationship to the wood that's being cut, whereas this thing is more apt to follow the inconsistencies of the wood. It's good for this kind of rougher work. So I'll give it a try. Turn the blade this way, digging right in. I'm not going to be shy. It's hard on the blade. Yew Knots are hard, dense wood. Well, see, again, just lift it up. But at this stage of the game, it's okay, because the thing is much, much bigger than it's going to be when it's finished. My neighbor is like 80 years old, deaf lady. My landlord knows that. He says, you take this one. Now try and cut this nicely so you can see the way it works. Here you go. Growth rings, the tree trunk running smoothly comes to a knot. Then it's not the best light. The rings kind of swirl up and and they come to a halt almost, and then they begin again and run that way. Come up and then down. Makes it very hard to make a smooth surface. But at this stage of the game, what I want is just to get rid of it. If I had a power planer and I was somewhere I could use it, I'd just use that. this stage, you can just use that to your advantage, the way it chunks out like that, because you want fast wood removal. Keep going on the knot. Sometimes you can take it like that with the draw knife. Sometimes you need to sweep it like like actual carving motion, rather than just a planing motion. And always, when you're doing this, you find that one spot is harder than the rest. Don't look at my stomach. You find that one spot is harder than the rest to get at. And gradually, as you work it, you find that that spot is quite a bit prouder than the rest and needs to be really looked at, and that's where I'm at right now. I can definitely take that thing right off, and I'm trying not to be too shy about it. I don't want to do too much damage. I'm going to try to be more careful than that. But I am going to start get rid of that thing, and we'll see what it looks like when it's done.